You're looking for a new keyboard, but you can't decide between a mechanical keyboard and just sticking with the membrane keyboards. Then you also can't decide between a full-size key or the little chiclet style keys. Well, I've got a nice surprise for you. It's the Razer Ornata. How's it going, everybody? My name is Alex, aka Arcante, and I am here to bring you a review on the Razer Ornata. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well as follow me on all of my socials. I also stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday and Sunday over on Twitch, so just stop by and say hi. Right, jumping straight into the design of the keyboard, this is a full-size keyboard, meaning that it does have that number pad on the side to it. So if you like to click away on some numbers, maybe you do a little bit of the counting on the side, this is a nice bit of a keyboard piece for you. Flipping the keyboard over, you will find some nice cable management underneath it as well, so if you need it to go out the left, right, or even out the back, you're sorted. As well as some little rubberized legs that pop up to give you that nice bit of an angle on it. This keyboard also comes with probably one of the most comfortable wrist rests I have ever gotten to use, and it does magnetize to the keyboard as well, so you don't accidentally flick it off into the distance while you're doing those hardcore gaming moments. And finally, the piece de resistance on this keyboard, the thing that all gamers absolutely love, and that is the lighting effects. That's enough about the design of the keyboard. Now let's look at the features. Starting off with what Razer likes to call the Mecha-Membrane keys. It's a nice sort of mix between a mechanical keyboard and a membrane keyboard, giving you that tactile feel and response and the clickiness of a mechanical keyboard, but the nice soft touch of a membrane keyboard. So if you found that the mechanical keyboard is a little bit too tough to press and you just didn't like the feel of it, but you still want to have that nice clickiness and response to it, then this is a very good keyboard for you, I must say. Looking over the keyboard as well, you'll notice that it has what Razer likes to call a dedicated gamer mode, which when turned on, all it really does is just turn off the Windows key. But don't take that for granted. It is actually an amazing feature for a gaming keyboard, because if you're in the middle of a firefight, all of a sudden you press the Windows key accidentally, opens up that Windows menu, you've lost all control, you're dead. That's not fun. Not at all. Now when it comes around to the clicky sound of the keys as well, it's not quite like a green switch, it's not quite like the silent switches either. It's a sort of in between, I would say. It does sound a little bit sort of cheap, I guess you could say, but it does still give that nice clicky feel to it and sound. So let's give it a little bit of a sound test right now. And finally, we're going to go through a couple of the colors that you can do for this keyboard. Now you can customize this keyboard to your heart's desire. You can change each and every single key to a different color. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can almost even do little pictures on it. It's quite fun. But Razer has also given you a whole bunch of presets for this keyboard, and it is a very nice selection. Starting off with the ambient awareness, what that does is it detects what's on your screen and sort of projects that color onto the keyboard as well. Quite fun if you're playing a very colorful game. Next is the audio meter. What that does is it detects the sound that is coming from your game and sort of pulsates the keyboard in that way. So if you're playing a very beaty beat game, then that would be quite fun too. Next is the breathing. What that does is it pulsates in a 1 or 2 color combination, allowing it to sort of just breathe, I guess. Next we've got fire, and it doesn't just set your keyboard on fire, luckily enough. What it does is it sets a fire color behind your key, sort of like crackling away like a fireplace. It's quite romantic if you ask me. Next we've got the reactive key. What that does is it does a little pulsate around your key, so you can remember which one you've just pressed. Next is the ripple. What that does is it's like the reactive key, but it ripples across the entire keyboard. Kind of like throwing a stone into a pond. Next we got the spectrum cycle. What that does is it slowly moves between all of the colors, giving you a nice spectrum cycle. Wow, these are very self-explanatory sometimes. Next we have the starlight. What that does is you can choose between 1 or 2 colors and it will twinkle on your keyboard like this night sky. Quite pretty. Next we have static. I don't feel like I should need to explain that one, but anyway, static is where it just pick one color and it's there, it just stays there. Next we have the ever iconic wave. What that does is it just sends a wave of colors across your keyboard constantly. You can choose which direction you want that to go in as well. And finally we have the wheel, like the wave but in a wheel formation. Fun. So jumping into the price of this keyboard as well, it's coming in at $188 New Zealand or about $99 US. And they have brought out a version 2 of this keyboard which comes with some nice media controls up in the right hand corner. I don't personally have this one, I've still got the version 1, but it's about the only sort of difference that it has. So what are my final thoughts on this keyboard? I think it has got the most comfortable wrist rest I have ever used on a keyboard. Honestly, it is amazing. I'm kind of considering replacing it with my pillow. It is an absolute nice in-between between the mechanical style keys and the membrane style keys. So if you really are tossing up between the two, just pick this one up. It fits all needs, really. Being a full-size keyboard as well, it is a bit too big for my setup personally, but that's just my opinion. If they brought out another version that didn't have that side keyboard on it as well, I would definitely pick that one up. Having that nice satisfying click to it is also a great feature in my opinion. The price of it is a little bit sort of on the higher side for a keyboard, I guess you could say. You can find mechanical keyboards for about the same price, if not a touch bit cheaper, but at the same time, as I said, if you're tossing up between a mechanical and a membrane keyboard, this is a perfect in between. So it sort of is a give or take situation depending on what you're looking for. Personally, I would say that they could bring the price down just a touch bit, but I mean, like, let's be honest, everything could really be cheaper. But all in all, the big question is, would I ever buy this keyboard again? And in all honesty, yeah, I probably would. Not for my own personal setup, just because, as I said, it's a bit too big for me. If they brought out a version that didn't have that side keyboard on it, I would buy this again in a heartbeat. But because it's a bit too big for my setup, I don't really like it. But if you are looking between trying to get a membrane keyboard or a mechanical keyboard, this is an amazing option for that. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow me on all of my socials, and I also do stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday and Sunday over on Twitch. So don't forget to come by and just say hi. Also leave me a comment down below. Have you used this keyboard before? What keyboard do you currently use? But until next time, thank you so much for watching. That's okay, because I am the Death Knight. Cutty cutty ooh ooh. I'm gonna totally name a hero Cutty Cutty ooh ooh. Yes, that is going to be my rogue's name. The Rogue Cutty Cutty ooh ooh.